Ramona, I need you to try to make me care about WrestleMania and all that stuff because my neighbor, I could hear them listening through their walls.
But I'm gonna listen. Like I have.
All right.
You know what? I better not get the
fans mad at me. When I am at WrestleMania, I am a stranger in a strange land. Okay.
Okay. So you're not a wrestling fan. You're not.
No.
Okay, you were there for Ronda.
Yes, I was there because Ronda was there, and people, and it. You know, it's kind of like I want to see it through, right? Like I've been on the story with Ronda Rousey since 2015, and we have a unique relationship where, like, you know, I feel like we just talk now. It's like
you're the plug, yeah.
She forgets I'm a journalist, and I'm like, whoa, hey, you just said everything, okay, you know, right? Like, yeah. And then you're like, sometimes you realize, like, oh, did you mean to say that in front of me? Like, you realize I'm writing this, right? And she just kind of like that. Whereas, like with everybody else, she's kind of like, I hate you, I'm gonna break your arm, right? Like she's kinda, so like I have this like sort of unique position with her at this point. And it's fascinating to me because, like, I was interested in Ronda from the beginning because it's just badass female athlete. Like, I'm a badass female reporter. Let me write about that, right? Like, like we got a little bit. Like, I want to understand you. You know, it's kind of like how Kobe will look at different people and be like, different animals, same beast. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And I also have a thing like I try to make sure female athletes get the kind of coverage they deserve, right?
There you go.
I'll raise my hand, right? Like Candace Parker's out here in LA with me. I'm like, I'm gonna cover the Sparks, you know, like because Candace Parker's the shit. You know, oh, I can't say that. Sorry, beat me out there. Okay, and your sister comes out to LA. Oh, whoa! Now they're winning championships. I need to cover the Sparks, right? Like I was at the WNBA finals the last 2 years. Okay, so. Okay. Yes. Okay. No, I didn't travel on the road or anything. Let's not get it.
We ain't got that kind of money in the W yet, but it's all
That's right. Okay. But I did watch the games on TV, and then I would like call them afterwards sometimes. But the point is like, so I was there, and I feel like this last bit of her career, where I don't think she's relevant as much as an athlete anymore. Once you move into scripted, okay, like it's sort of like this is scripted athleticism, right? But this is kind of the sort of end of the story. So like in my head, it was like, you got to be there and see it through, right? Let's see this all through. So I'm there for like one person, and the rest of it is very interesting, right? Like you show up, and the first day I'm walking around, I was in Philadelphia for the Royal Rumble. That was part of it. And they I'm walking around backstage, and like there's just men walking around in their underwear, like big old dudes walking around with like underwear and like a belt. I'm like, ooh, okay. And they're all oiled up, hairy and stuff. I'm like, oh my goodness, okay. You just walk around like that, huh? Don't even put a jacket on when you're backstage? Okay.
Because they're wrestling in that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no different than what they're out there wrestling in.
So it's very interesting to come into wrestling with this like very like 10,000 foot view of it. And then be like totally immersed in it. And at first I was like really bored, to be honest, because like it's like watching a soap opera that you haven't watched, it's been on for 10 years, and having someone try to catch you up on all the plot lines. And you're like, and so then her friend cheated on him with his sister, and what? And then you're like, and you're trying to like follow it, and it doesn't make any sense, and these characters don't mean anything to you. You're like, all right, whatever. But when I was there this time, I look at it more from like a branding point of view, right? Like each of the characters, they all have the ones that pop. They all have like their little signatures, right? That the fans can chant and that people get into. And I think it's like instructive for everybody in this world now, right? Where it's like, you can't really like, what's your brand? Like you think about that. Like, what are you? And most people need to be able to sum up what you are in like one sentence, right? Yep. Like they're not. That like when there's like one dude, his name is Daniel Bryan. He was like the most popular guy for a long time. Like all he does is he's the underdog. Okay, he's short and skinny, and he's like the little dude who wrestles the big dudes and beats him, right? So when he beats people, he points to the crowd, and they all go yes, yes, yes. And I was like, that's it. That's all you got to do to be popular. Okay, but like in that world where you're playing to a crowd and you're like trying to form a character based mostly on visual cues, like you really only get a few small things that can create a whole character for you.
That's true.
And it's very instructive for like people who are we're in this world now where you got to do social media, you got to define yourself, you got to like, let your work speak for itself. And then there's an overall impression that's created of you. And I think it's like, it was actually kind of interesting to go into that world for a little while and see which characters pop, which characters people root for, which ones, like, they're just kind of flat. Like, you know, if you're just some big dude with like nice hair, you might have like if you're good looking, they're called baby faces, and if you're kind of ugly, they make you into heel, you know. And so it's but the one guy who lost last night, he's this one that he's like a good looking guy who could probably be in action movies. Like, his name is Roman Reigns, okay? But he's, for whatever reason, because he's good looking, like, the fans don't want to root for him. And so he's never been a good hero because even though he looks good, he's not like likable. Like, they don't want to root for him and cheer for him. So he lost last night, which it seems like the WWE people get. So he lost to a bad guy, Brock Lesnar, who you've seen. He looks like the Incredible Hulk kind of. And it was like seen as this like unsatisfying match, right? Because it was like, you know, you kind of wanted the pretty boy to lose, right? You kind of wanted the the Roman Reigns guy to lose. So they always want you to like, I don't know. It's just interesting to see how they play it out. And it's, you know, for those of us who are all...
This dude looks like the guy from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, right? Winner. Like, he could be in Game of Thrones, right?
I'm trying to, like, look, I'm trying to understand how you started this whole long diatribe about you didn't know anything about wrestling, and you just pretty much explained all of it.
Well, it's also because, like, you know, you're not observing it and getting bogged down in the details. You're only watching it from, like, my whole perspective this whole time, guys, is like, I don't get it. Why do people like this, right? But, like, clearly, like, people really like it. So I'm just kind of studying it from this, like, stranger in a strange land perspective of, like, what is it that makes 70,000 people go to the Superdome and get all dressed up like it's Halloween and like shout and cheer for these dudes? Like, clearly this is pretty like sticky in terms of, like, you know,
I'm not gonna
fans
lie,
get into it.
I thought it was dope. I saw the little clip of Ronda Rousey pretty much doing some fake punches against some dude and then lifting some dude up. I was like, okay, and then like it seemed like she's actually getting slapped. So I was actually intrigued.
Look, she lifted a 275-pound man and held him on her shoulders for like at least 10 seconds. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, okay, that's what I could get behind. I was like, okay, I can't do that.
Look, I'm not gonna say I don't get it. Like, to each their own. You know, I get judged for watching.
My husband's into it. Yeah.
So I'm not going to judge anyone for watching wrestling. I just personally don't partake in it. So I know it's a big deal. It's a huge monster deal. But I'm okay with having FOMO about it. I don't need to partake. But it sounds like a good experience because it's a huge show.
I'm not gonna lie, I was playing on my phone a lot, okay? Because like we'd be in the middle of the match and it's like people I don't care about, and then like it's like 25 minutes of people like, oh, I'm hurt. Oh, you almost won. Nope, they won't let him win. Oh, you know, like if you don't care and you're like watching this, you're like, oh, okay, when is this one over? All right, okay, but there's a few that they suck you in, they draw you in, and when they
name
like
those,
the Ronda match was. Okay, like there was one match with John Cena, who you know because he hosted the ESPYs one year. Okay, and he's also been in that Amy Schumer movie, right? Wasn't he in the Amy Schumer movie?
Yeah, You Can't See Me. The You Can't Sue Me.
Right.
See me, dude.
So he's kind of been a crossover guy.
He's also dated marrying the Bella.
Yeah, they have a show. I watched like a couple episodes.
See, like they're little crossovers. Okay, so he apparently has been calling out. It's so funny. I'm sure a wrestling fan's gonna laugh listening to us talk about this, guys. But he's been calling out a character named The Undertaker, who is 53 years old, who's like this classic character he tried to retire last year, right? He tried.
Him. Yeah.
See, a little bit, you know? Okay, so but this guy doesn't really want to wrestle anymore. He's not totally in shape to do this, but Cena's been calling him out for like the past couple of months. So this whole thing was not going to be like a long match, but you knew he had to be there and give the people what they want. And The Undertaker came in. I think his walk into the arena took longer than the fight. Right? Like, it was like, but man, that dude sold it, you know? Like, he was like he walked so slow. Do you think you could walk 4 minutes in where like 70,000 people are screaming for you and all you're doing is like playing the character, right? Like you got your hat on. He kind of looks like Slash from Guns N' Roses, except like way bigger, right?
Yeah.
You know? And so he walks in and he's like selling it. 'Cause I don't think I could walk for 4 minutes super slow-mo with 70,000 people like chanting my name. I couldn't do it with like
you could.
You
millions.
That's
of dollars.
what happens when you walk into Staples every time, though. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. But like, okay, so here I think let's put a whole bow on it. Like what is your what's going to be your signature? Like, what's going to be your signature catchphrase? How do you sum up who you are? Like,
I got mine.
So Ric Flair, he's like the Wonder Boy, right? I saw Ric Flair, and this was like one of the cooler moments of my husband's life, right? Ric Flair recognized me as we were walking backstage. Apparently, he's an ESPN viewer.
Nature Boy.
So he stops me in the tracks. Hey, Ramona, I watch you. And I'm like, wait, is that Ric Flair talking to me? Okay. And my husband's with me, and I'm like, wait, Rick, if you take a picture with my husband, he might die right on the spot. So they take this picture, and Ric Flair's catchphrase was always woo, woo.
Yeah, woo.
Like he would always woo it up, right? And then I was like, that is a great that's catchy. That's his signature. So I think I need a catchphrase. You need a catchphrase. You need a catchphrase. So we need to find one.
You already know mine. Let's go.
What do you got, Cass?
I got nothing. Oh, I used to say on NBA Tonight, I would say, this is so lame now, but I would say when we get the show started, I go, let's ball.
Yes, you did. You remember? And remember when we were practicing and I was like, hold on, let me say it right because I'm going to screw it up when you do it. We don't say time to ball. We say let's ball, right?
Yeah. I said it's NBA Tonight, let's ball. So,
that's good. That's good.
Honda out.
Yeah, LZ, whenever he's on, he always goes whoop whoop like that. LZ Grandison, that's his.
Yep.
I don't really have one of those. I like when Marcellus calls me Worldwide Momo. I like that. I've kind of embraced it. Yep. I think that, first it was Momo, and then Marcellus put the worldwide on it. So now I'm kind of rolling with it. And I have actually caught myself referring to myself as Momo in the third person. In the third person, and then I thought maybe that was a little much, but I don't know.
You're on that level now.
You got it there.
Han, you still there?
Hi.
Are you cutting all of this? Are you going to cut all of this?
We'll
I think it's good. I think you'd be surprised. A lot of people that follow sports follow WWE.
Right.
I know they're gonna hate my ass.
Worst
case, a branding thing.
The worst case, this will be an outtake or an extra or something. But we'll see. I don't know.
But there are life lessons in it. I'm telling you, there are life lessons. You need to find a brand, Cass. We need to get a Cassidy moniker or catchphrase or something. We need a nickname. We need something.
I've always liked the catchphrase.
I'm tired.
Pay me my money in cash.
That's it?
Is that it?
That's it. I just want some
for
money.
You?
That's it. For anyone. Anyone get it.
Oh. I thought there was more to it. I thought
the way the kids are saying it is run me my money. So there you go. Run me my money. That's for you, Han.
Chanae, I thought yours, and correct me if I'm wrong, and it still should be forever and ever, your catchphrase should always be shoot your shot.
Yes. Shoot your shot. Yes. You're right. That is true.
It is. That's your whole life. Your whole life is I'm going to shoot my shot.
That is my existence until I put a ring on it. I never seen a bad shot. Kobe.
See?
I can't with y'all.
You're so right.